ground. First, I would like to begin with a global context. Recent evidence shows that under current practices, global agricultural water systems can sustainably feed only 3.4 billion people, while the world's population is projected to reach 10 billion by 2050. That gap is significant. But for sub-Saharan Africa, it represents both a challenge and an opportunity. The region holds some of the most underutilized water resources in the world, and expanding irrigation could generate over 200 million jobs, with roughly 4 jobs per irrigated hectare. Even modest increases in agricultural productivity can significantly reduce poverty. Even a 10% increase in agricultural productivity can reduce poverty by up to 3%. Uganda is well positioned to take advantage of this opportunity. The resource base exists. What has been missing is the pathway from potential to impact. Now, Uganda's own experience. The micro-scale irrigation program under UGIFT, which recently closed in December, provides important lessons. In its early stages, uptake of irrigation by farmers was slower than expected. The operational challenges and the model needed adjustment. I'll not speak to the challenges. Government is best placed to speak to those. I know Minister of Agriculture is here, and so is Minister of Water, and they will be sharing what challenges they faced. But at least we know that government responded to those challenges and course-corrected. So by the end of the program, over 340,000 farmers had received irrigation awareness and training. More than 6,000 irrigation systems had been installed, and farmers mobilized over 10 million in private capital, matched by approximately 30 million from government. So we also noted the number of qualified private suppliers increased significantly. In districts such as Bunyangabu, farmers are reporting substantial increases in coffee production. These are important achievements. But the most important lesson is this. This is not a story about irrigation technology. It's a story about service delivery. Uganda implemented a model that is now being recognized across the region and is informing similar programs in other countries. At the same time, there are areas where more progress is needed. Another program, women accounted for only about 21% of installations. Expanding access for women farmers will be critical to ensuring inclusive impact. And thirdly, and most importantly, what comes next? 6,000 installations is a beginning. It's not a destination. Hundreds of thousands of farmers remain exposed to increasingly unreliable rainfall with limited buffers against climate shocks. If irrigation is to be scaled effectively, 3 shifts are essential. First, we must build a resilient financing ecosystem. Subsidies can play an important catalytic role, but they are not long-term solution. What is needed are financing mechanisms that allow farmers to invest with confidence. This could include resource-based financing, microcredit, pay-as-you-go models, and agricultural insurance. Secondly, we must connect irrigation to markets. Irrigation that cannot reach a buyer does not translate into improved livelihoods. Irrigation without a market is irrigation without impact. Every irrigation investment may answer a simple question: where does the produce go? Farmers need access to aggregation, storage, logistics, and reliable price signals. Without this, productivity gains will not translate into incomes. And thirdly, we must invest in last-mile knowledge. Farmers require timely access to weather information, pest advisories, and agronomic guidance, delivered in formats that are usable and accessible. The technology exists. The priority now is sustained institutional commitment to deliver these services at scale. Let me end where I began, with the farmer. Across Uganda, farmers are already innovating. They're adapting in real time. They're demonstrating resilience. They're not waiting for systems to catch up. Our responsibility is to ensure that those systems, financing, markets, and knowledge are in place to support them. If we get this right, irrigation will not simply be about water, it will be about jobs, it will be about resilience, food security, and inclusive growth. The World Bank remains committed to working with government, the private sector, and partners to support this transformation. The task ahead is to move from pilots to scale, from potential to delivery, and from investment to impact. I thank you.